Alright, there we go. Oh, barely gets that long bar over to the left.
I guess I'm sleeping.
And he's cleaning up. Oh, Gerald, that J piece to the left, to the right, and to the left. Gets a long bar over anyway, so we'll survive. And another Tetris.
I saved for a reason.
That was a
That's because
mess.
this camp is known to bug out and crash the game.
Gerald just trying to have a good board going into 29. And he's setting up center well. Oh no, and a misdrop here. Now he's kind of dependent. And he's going to get Tetris down the middle of the board. Andy. He's cleaning it. He's going to try to bring some order back here. 937 on level 30. 899 into 29 for Gerald.
Okay, shrine.
Gerald back by about 48,000 points and back by about a level. Andy with a Tetris now for the max out level 32. Set up again, but kind of all in on it. But he hits that S spin down the center of the stack. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Andy getting him kind of high. Gerald back by about 70,000, 80,000 points. Andy's board breaking down. He's going to top out at A20. So Gerald with an opportunity to chase this down. 60,000 points at left side for Gerald. He gets the long bar over to the left. But his board getting him kind of high here. He's flicking pieces left and right. He's actually set up for a dirty Tetris. Does not get the bar, and he's going to top out. That wouldn't quite have been enough, but oh my word. He was actually set up for the Tetris. If he got the bar, he definitely could have gotten it over, and who knows what would have happened. It's NAS monthly rating as for 2 viewers. He is okay. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Unready. Gerald's a mess. Start saves early. Those of you on YouTube, will you see that? I don't know if you will. Leave it in, not leave it in. The benefit of watching on YouTube is you don't have to see all the false starts, all the games that get stopped, technical issues in Chromebook. Pure, clean, unadulterated CTM. And he getting up kind of high on the board. Get a Tetris over though. Yeah, in the stack. Bring that out. He looks good over on the left. And quite a board there for Pixel Andrew. Oh, there we go. Tetris, bottom of a long bar channel for Andy. Beautiful. And another dirty Tetris for Andy. 147 in the lead miraculously after a terrible board for Andy. In the lead. Time being anyway. Kind of aspire, building around that. That bar for the right. It's all down. There we go. Long bar, Gerald, Tetris. There's one Andy. 199 Andy. 159 for Gerald. Tiny Snowdrop says, after having been watching CTM on Twitch for a while, YouTube seem weirdly cut down to. There are minimalists, there are maximalists.
No.
Higher experience, right? Other people just want to show me the, show me the...
Wait, what? Where do you live? Die. Die.
I think there's room for both. It takes all
Please stay away from me.
Really high.
Oh my god. What did I do? To deserve this?
Gerald taking his time.
Oh, sledgehammer.
Mid out here.
Might actually be useful.
He's making his way. At least maybe I can go use the best.
Against the hyper-specific enemy type. That's a lot of hearts.
Check back in about 10 minutes when he's done.
Or the Endurus.
There it is. 5 minutes. That is a game for Gerald. Imagine. Tetris. Right, Andy with no lines is ahead right now, just push down points. Really? That's a Tetris though.
You know what? I'll take him on. I'm feeling bold. Mostly reckless, but also bold.
Take that trip. We'll try to bring this stack down. It's early. Do not want to give a game away when you're up 2 games to 1. Just
Alright. Oh my. I wasn't expecting reinforcements. Shit.
Dirty Tetris Randy 472. Approaching the level 19 transition.
Yes. Now this is quite the lovely bow. And this is quite the lovely spear.
522 into 19 for Andy. Gerald back in here kind of with the better pace. It's pretty dark. Now, not the better pace. There's a Dirty Tetris, 538. Couple of contributions here. I think Peyton, thank you so much, Peyton, for the $10. I think that was twice. Monkley says yes, the better pace. Thank you, Monkley.
Definitely saving after that bullshit.
Oi!
Hmm.
Oh no, that long bar there for Andy. Just keep seeing that over and over. It's gonna be hard to build confidence when you feel like that is happening. Peyton with a $60 contribution. So Peyton just going nuts. Peyton with two $10 contributions and a misdropper from Germany and a $60 contribution. So
What are you doing?
169420. Amazing.
I should unlock this.
There you go. 860 is down. 871 for him, 759 for Gerald. Tetris for Andy, 910. 21 for Gerald. Tetris, Gerald, 884, so back by over 19,000 points. Tetris, Andy, max out. 951 here on 27. 100,000 points behind. Points as well. Tetris for Andy into 29.
Where the treasure go? There's supposed to be treasure.
Another one with that long part. Tetris for Gerald. With the 1.1 Andy.
How many keys do I have now?
Alright, there you go. AI controller. Hit center for the Tetris. I'm rolling on this Tetris now, and well, sort of, yes, it is. It's gonna top up with a P23. Chase down low. For Gerald. Lapis rooting for Gerald. Wrongly rooting for a decider. Dewey rooting for more Tetris. Gerald just in full singling and doubling mode. Plenty of time. It's 4,000 points away. And that's going to do it. Gerald is going to snap up game 4. Horse. Cider. Smacking the controller. Oh, GameScout says the Big Six streak is on the line.
Stop trying to kill yourself.
Oh wow, dirty Tetris for Gerald. That. Gerald's gonna top out here, level 38, just shy of the 39. Super kill streak. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And the best of all that, 89 watching Tetris. Couldn't stand to see the 169420. And has contributed $305.80 to bring us to an even $2,000 in the prize pool so far this month, which means we will pay the top 8 players, including the person who does not win this match. It's a loser. It's me, the loser of this match. Make it into. Thank you so much, 89 watching Tetris. Helping us achieve that. 10,000 here for Gerald. 140 for Pixel Andrew. Gerald with the square to make TVs here. Tetris ready. Tetris for both. That's about 1 1/3.
Ow.
Nice job. Emotes here. Tetris and all the powerful controls. Scout says the prize pool is so far at $32,519 for year. Pretty good. So if you had won first three every single Masters event,
Fuck off.
if you had literally been able to win all of that, I don't know how you would have done it, but if you had done that, you would have a very nice fast food wage. It's pretty good. Come on, get this win. All you have to do is place multiple times in the same tournament. Amazing. 428 here for Andy, 448 for Gerald. And K9 watching Tetris says, sheesh, I'm gonna start with Tetris. Tetris here for Gerald, 517, 478 for Salandy. We need to double that in 2023 something.
Oh! Lag, I swear. It was lag.
Andy with an adjustment there to make room for the incoming long bar, and then another long bar for the Tetris 510. Lost a little bit of pace since the middle of the game, but Gerald really still about the same pace, on track for a 600k transition. And there's a long bar to seal that 600k transition. 2 more lines to go till 19. Andy in the 19 and 557. Pretty good. Gerald, the final board, medium board. Oh, I guess. Square to Jade. Very well.
Ah, nice. Jake is also maxed out now as well.
They're separated by just, 1 or 2 Tetrises.
Stop climbing that place for now.
again. It's like a little tricky for Andy, but there you go. Tetris, Andy, 695. 726 here for Gerald. There's Tetris for Gerald on 22 though. Gerald ahead by about 655. Tetris Andy 732. Gerald waiting on his couple of long bars deep here. Getting Gerald at the exact wrong time. That left side for Gerald. He's gonna swing a long bar over to the left. Oh my word. And there we go. Tetris for Gerald, 800,000. Andy right on his heels though. 5,000 points behind. Oh my word, how did Gerald this one? That T didn't make it over to the left for
those
Gerald.
are
He's gonna
some
slow
fireworks.
down. Give Andy a chance to get into the lead. There's a dirty triple for Gerald. Tetris for Andy. Andy is in the lead. Another dirty triple for Gerald. And another Tetris for each of them. Gerald in the lead by 6 points. Gerald with the max out, Andy with the max out, both on 27, 295 apiece. Gerald off the stack going into 28. Beautiful long bar in the center of the to clean this up. Get into 29 cleanly. There he is, 837 into 29. Andy will take a 1.1 into 29. Here we go. Winner goes to the semis. Of course, you know Andy's going to be setting up for Tetris. He was set up, but he is set up again. Oh no, kind of missed drop with the square that left side. Oh no, Andy's going to top out at B23. And Gerald is going to get his Tetris to overtake Andy. And go into the lead. And Gerald will make it into the semi-finals. GG's. 1 second here. We will show Gerald being a winner. He's laughing, right? There we go. There it is. Ready? There it is. There's your baguette right there. And there is your clap. Amazing, Gerald. GG's. We will see you in the semifinals. There is a hand waving at us. There it is. That beautiful baguette. Hey everybody, this is your old pal, Van Dweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly. If you like this video,
Mirror image is a great way to defend yourself. If you pair that with other defensive spells like having Mage Armor or Shield, this just kind of shores up the sort of ratio chance of you you actually getting things, which is great.
And then finally, we have the very broad category. A lot of utility when it comes to engaging with traffic. Because this school of magic has spells like all of the spells that allow you to I just want to say, I've used the dream spells to harass my player characters as nightmares and I just gotta say, like, you could really wreck some havoc as a player character, I think, if you got creative with dream spell and started on your end.
Our player Joe has taken Dream and has started using it to get into the minds of NPCs that he needs to chat with, and it's actually been really good.
Yeah.
It's a very good utility spell, because you don't have to use it maliciously. Dream can also be used just to relay messages to people that are far away, rather than having sending. If you don't have that available, you might know the person and be able to go into their dreams and be like, hey, what's up? I need to tell you something important. It's a great tool, and great for harassing your players in a horror-themed campaign. The Night Hag has access to Dream, and I love the idea of playing the Night Hag almost like a player witch who's haunting the dreams of people who are like traveling through her woods. There's so many cool ways to use these illusion spells. Now that we've talked about the core spells that we might pick as an illusionist, this is where we get into sort of our tips and tricks for using illusion magic. For the most part, illusion magic has one of the most versatile but most subjective options available to you as a spellcaster, and that subjectivity can cause a lot of problems at the table if there are miscommunications between the DM's interpretation of the spells and the player who's taking them and their interpretation of the spells. So let's talk about some tips and tricks to get you started on being an illusionist.
I think the first thing is that if you are planning on loading up on illusion spells as a player character, you gotta talk to the master about their expectations of how they're planning to run illusion spells. There's a lot of different schools of thought, a lot of opinions on how illusion spells ought to work. We can share our opinions, but our opinions matter. What does matter is that of your dungeon master. Within the D&D community and many dungeon masters that I've written over the years, there's a pretty wide spectrum on how different dungeon masters interpret, run, and roll their illusion spells. And most of this comes down to under what circumstances is a dungeon master going to decide that an NPC is going to investigate for the presence of illusions? And under what circumstances is a dungeon master going to decide that an NPC either does or does not fall for illusion? See, because the dungeon master's in a little bit of a different situation. Unlike when you're presenting illusions to the player characters, dungeon master simultaneously knows both sides of the coin. And so they have to decide, okay, how fooled by this of influences.
So first of all, talk to your dungeon master if you're a player. If you're planning to pack up all of these illusion spells and really hoping to get a lot out of them, if you're running with a dungeon master who's going to investigate every single one, you may feel a little let down at the table. So it's important to both be on the same page. And also for you dungeon masters watching this, try to keep in mind the mental capacities of the NPCs that you're running. When your player is packing all of these illusion spells, obviously it means that they want to get something out of that. That's the character they want to play. So rewarding that creativity and rewarding their ideas is going to be a lot of fun for them and a lot of fun for you as well. A group of goblins is going to respond very differently to an illusion than the super intelligent wizard who's probably seen this stuff before. So being able to know when to pull the trigger on investigating the illusion because you're the super smart wizard, or when to send a group of goblins running away screaming because they have no idea what's going on, is going to really help to build fun at the table.
There is a balance to be taken from this. Monsters, NPCs, and other inhabitants of fantasy worlds live in a place where magic is real and it exists. artists? How often do they encounter magical forces? Are they familiar with things like fairies, illusions, curses, and witches? Do they know how to recognize what the spell looks like when it's cast, or is this something that's unknown to them? The answers to these questions are going to determine how readily a monster or an NPC might suspect the presence of an illusion, or just think, wow, that was actual magic. So I do think it's a little unfair if a dungeon master has every monster and every NPC behaving all the time like they're expecting illusion magic. One of the things I've never seen in all my years of playing is have a dungeon master have a monster inspect for illusions when the players aren't using illusions. It seems to only ever happen when there is an illusionist player character around. So I've always found that a little bit critical. Why is it that the player character illusionist all of a sudden projects this aura that makes everyone in the world worried about illusions? And as soon as that player character isn't present, all of a sudden no one's worried about illusions anymore.
I really want to see now a player summon a creature and the villain NPC be like, that's just an illusion, and walk up to put his hand through it and his hand gets bitten. There's fun to be had there.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone ever respond to a wall of fire spell thinking that that's an illusion. They've always thought that's a wall of fire. So it is worth having that mindset. In general, when you on walls of fire and summon monsters, I've never ever seen that happen and the dungeon master plays it as, oh, this NPC suspects an illusion. But as soon as the player is like, I'm making an illusion of a wall of fire, then all of a sudden the NPCs are expecting everything. That's where there has to be some trigger that prompts the investigation. And so that's how I try to run things. That's just my opinion on the matter. Again, everybody runs it differently, and ultimately your group has to have a conversation about it.
And I think that this ties into our next point, which is really important for players and DMs who are packing illusion spells, and that is to know the rules. That might seem very simple. Again, of course, know the rules on your spells, but read the spell very carefully. Read it out loud a few times. And what's going to happen is, with spell casting in D&D, something that you need to keep in mind is that spells usually only do what the text says it does. With illusion spells, this is incredibly important because a lot of us have a tendency to read the spell, stockpile it up in our heads, and then sort of pull on the strings of what we remember the spell does, and fill in gaps that the spell can't actually do. I myself, in our live stream, have used Minor Illusion to create a tarantula crawling on somebody. Afterwards, of course, many people in our audience were like, you're a Minor Illusion, you can't move. And I was like, what do you mean? Of course it can. And I read the spell, and yeah, it creates an illusion, but the spell doesn't say that it creates an illusion that moves. Whereas other spells, like Major Image, does say, it has text right in there saying that your illusion can move. So you want to be very careful with that. If your spell doesn't say it can do something, it probably shouldn't. Minor Illusion has gotten away with being a much more powerful spell than it is. It is only a cantrip, and so we should treat it as a cantrip, whereas Major Image can get away with a bit more because the text specifies that. So read the spells, and then talk to your DM to make sure that you both have an understanding on how the spell is going to work.
Minor Illusion is a great spell, but it's not just a mini Major Image that is restricted by the size. Other restrictions on it do apply, where it must be an immobile illusion of an object or a phenomena. And so some people have said, oh, well, let's get around that by making an illusion of a mannequin or a very realistic doll of a human. And I would, myself as a DM, I would say that's a little bit bordering on the spirit of the spell, although I haven't passed it aloud to an illusion. But probably that would be more appropriate response would be, no, that's the territory of Major Image, maybe Silent Image, which can make something larger. It's worth noting that with Major Image in particular, the character has to use an action to make the image move. And this does allow it to have a conversation. And I would still say that if you're concentrating on Major Image, you can create an illusion of a creature that looks like it's responding in combat in some way. But once again, I would probably also then allow that creatures interacting with it by attacking it to clue in that they're being deceived in some. So the spell doesn't give a lot of leeway on how creatures detect that they're fighting, which is to its detriment. But
So, now that you've read the rules, you've gone to your DM, now you're ready to start using illusions at the table. But how are you going to make them play well at the table? And I think my first tip for this is to use the environment. Think about the surroundings, think about where you are, and who you're trying to fool. This is really important, and I think that DMs also keep in mind as well as the players. So, in essence, when you are thinking about your environment, thinking about who you're going to fool, you're going to have a better understanding of what type of things might be more believable in the situation you're in.
the best lies come wrapped around the best illusions are ones that build on the environment and
I forgot about master mode.
Let's say, for instance, that your party is fleeing down a passageway from an enemy that is pursuing you. You want to create an illusion pursuing you. Well, what illusion you could create? Now, this illusion might be very effective against some foes, perhaps a mindless beast, but not very effective against a tunneling creature that is just going to try to dig through the cave-in, or might try to interact with it in some way. And so, for example, if you're trying to trick a group of dwarves that a cave-in's just happened, you better make sure that you know your stone cutting down those dwarves do, because they might know enough, like, this doesn't make sense. This passage is collapsed.
Also, if you're trying to create a major image of a monster to scare a group of enemies, and you create a shambling mound, but you're in an underground cave where there's no plant life, and the creatures in there are going to be like, what's a shambling mound doing here? That makes no sense. As opposed to if you put a roper in the cave, that suddenly they're like, oh no, a rock creature in the cave. That makes a lot of sense. So, picking the right illusion for the right environment against the right people is extremely important to pulling your illusions off. And both as a player, you should keep this in mind, and as a DM, the player is presenting the illusion.
I forgot I threw my fucking...
Use how much they think about the environment you're trying to fool as a gauge for how much you're going to allow them to get away with the illusion.
One of the other effective things to do with illusions is creating illusions that dissuade creatures from interacting with them to investigate them. This is why the aforementioned example of the cave is not always the best illusion to create, because oftentimes it has creatures might come up to that, touch it, try to dig, and they're immediately in an illusion. But if it's something dangerous, sell something, might naturally expect your agent to have still going to sell that factor from a distance. These illusions can be very effective at pursuers or tricking other creatures.
Also, when it comes to the disguise version of illusions, you want to be careful about using disguises and how much you know about your illusions. I've learned this the hard way too many times because my disguises always fail. Because I disguise myself without any prior information about the environment I'm going into, and in our Red Dead 2 campaign, there's a scene where we disguise our entire group as hobgoblins and just walk through the camp. Naturally, Monty is quite a smart DM, and it makes logical sense that the hobgoblins at this point actually know each other and have codes and language for checking in when they're passing by. So when they started speaking hobgoblin to us and asked us for passwords and asked us why we were showing up and have hobgoblin and none of us spoke hobgoblin, the whole thing fell apart very, very quickly. So if you are going to disguise yourself using disguise self, seeming, or anything of that sort, try to gain some intel first. That's probably a very important part of your mission. Don't expect your illusion to just work because you look like a hobgoblin and are walking into a hobgoblin camp. Just because I look like a human and walk into somebody else's house doesn't mean they're not going to be like, hello, fellow human. It doesn't work that way. So just be aware of those limitations.
A topic that we touched on as well is the use of illusions to create illusory creatures to frighten, intimidate, or otherwise trick other innocent creatures. I think that probably the classic example of this is because Major Image can create something that is a 20-foot tube. You can convincingly create the illusion of an adult dragon appearing out of nowhere using a spell. But I've also seen players that have tried to use illusion spells to do a much more convincing and conventional summon. For example, summoning a celestial or a demon and trying to trick the enemies into fighting. This is one of those cases where, once again, your interpretation of the illusion and your dungeon master's interpretation matters. And sometimes it might be better to avoid the ambiguity associated with the situation and just use the spell that's going on. If you want to distract your foes or frighten your foes in combat using illusion magic, fear and hypnotic pattern are already illusion spells and are very unambiguous in the ways that they work. And so, in particular, if you want to frighten or scare off your foes, use the fear spell. Because it will just work.
I also think that there's room in here for creativity, where a lot of people read the fear spell and they say, oh, but I really wanted to summon an image of a creature that scared them. There's no reason why you can't describe your fear spell as a dragon appearing in front of you, frightening the enemies, and then it just stays there kind of scaring them for the duration of the spell. That's a really cool way to interpret the use of the fear spell. Hypnotic pattern could be a swarm of insects or bats or something really cool that's swarming in the air, causing everybody to get distracted and disoriented by it. You can have a lot of fun with these spells by clever descriptions that match the way you imagine the illusions of your character coming to life.
And once again, fear and hypnotic pattern are pretty unambiguous in how they incapacitate or frighten your foes, as opposed to using Major Image, which is going to be up to the DM to decide what your results were. This is also why, because all of these are third level spells, I don't think it's inappropriate for Major Image to scare people. It's just to say that that's going to rely a lot more on your creativity and your dungeon master's interpretation of the scenario. And if you're worried about that negotiation, just use the fear spell. In a similar token, it's often very tempting to do this example of summoning the fake monster to distract monster attacks, which real summon spells are pretty effective and they fight back. And so, because there's so many great options for bona fide summoning spells that warlocks and wizards have access to, but unfortunately sorcerers and bards might not qualify in all of these cases. But it is worth considering if you want to do that distraction play, you should just use the real summon spell.
And lastly, as players, we often don't have the stats of every monster in front of us or have them memorized, but just be aware that there are monsters out there that have True Sight. This could be very derailing for an illusionist, spellcaster who steps up to perform their great illusions to a devil with True Sight, or a creature that has Tremor Sense, or any sort of ability to see creatures without actually using their standard vision. This can really undo illusions and make the illusionist spellcaster feel pretty useless, so if you are playing the illusionist, be sure to pack some other spells along the way. Don't go all in on only illusions, and forget your damaging spells, conjurations, and other things that can be helpful when you are fighting creatures that can see right through your illusions, no problem.
This is why having banishment in your arsenal as an illusionist is so good, because many of the creatures that have True Sight are susceptible to being permanently banished from banishment. It also might just be handy, of course, to take a page out of the book of the Evokers and bring along that wall.
You're fucking joking.
And so that you can have that hard control element that is going to work regardless of your senses. Or even just putting that fireball spell too. All of these things can be out. Sometimes you can use the spell. One of the things that I like to plan for is that nature is upcast. 6th level spell slot. No longer requires you. And this means that you can now start doing really creative things like combining major image with another concentration-based spell from another school of magic. This is where you can really get the sizzle going, because you can trick your enemies into falling into another trap. For example, imagine using major image to disguise your role.
Perhaps you can even take a wall of force and create an illusion of a box around it, which now stops the visibility so they can't teleport out of the wall of force.
Because a lot of teleportation-based effects require line of sight, and an illusion blocks line of sight until it's discovered as unreal. And so if the illusion's on the outside of the wall of force, that means that they can't investigate the illusion to prove that it's not real. Or, take that wall of force example. Imagine creating the illusion of a bridge, and then making the wall of force. And your party crosses the bridge, and then you dispel or end the wall of force.
The bridge is still
But the
there.
bridge is still there.
I was actually just going to say this as an example that even without using concentration spells, but you just dialed this example up a notch. I love the idea of using illusion to create false hazards or false safety over hazards.
Yes.
Two great examples of this are the bridge over the lava pit, but there is no bridge. The bridge is an illusion, but there is actually a lava pit. Now, using the wall of force, you can run to safety, have everybody who's following you believe that you just ran over the bridge, and then they run straight into the lava. Option 2, I've used this as a villain, as a DM. Having the pit of lava inside the dungeon, and you're trying to look for the secret room of the great wizard. The secret room, the door is actually in the pit of lava, and the lava is an illusion. When the players walk up, it feels hot, and there's bubbling lava there.
Yeah.
But they can actually climb right down through the lava, and it's nothing, and there's a door.
And that's great too, because are you really gonna stick your hand in the lava to test the lava? No.
One of my favorite illusions recently was I had an entire area of a dungeon that was invisible floors that were just hidden with illusions, and I had my players down on their hands and knees, touching their way across the floor, crawling in midair across a great drop into a pool below. But it was a lot of fun to watch them scramble trying to figure out the illusion. All in all, illusions can be really fun as a DM. They can be really fun as a player, but you've got to make sure that everybody's on the same page. And that way you can all start having fun bringing these illusions to life. So this has been our tips and tricks to running illusions in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Tell us about some of your favorite uses of illusion magic in your games in the comments below.
The videos that we create on our channel are made possible thanks to the incredible generosity of our supporters. If you enjoy the work that we do here on YouTube, please consider becoming a patron of our channel by following the links in the description.
If you want to watch us fumbling around with illusions, you can check out our live play in the Worlds of Dragon Adventures Tuesday evenings on Twitch. You can find all the previous episodes right up over here.
And we got many more guides to using all the spells of D&D 5e creatively right up over here.
Please subscribe to our channel so that you never miss an episode.
Thanks so much for watching. See you next time
In the dungeon.
A very difficult track, and I love the visual, a little bit of multi-magma melee action going on.
It was beautiful.
Oh no, you did not! This is iconic, and we don't even have to do it. It's Justin!
It's Justin.
Wow. This is very fitting. We are rating tracks. We're rating them in a different way. We're rating them on their difficulty instead of having real emotion, which is what we did rate that custom track back in the day, but it is nice to see Justin compete again. And beautiful. Justin went through the shenanigans. It's gonna give me a laugh now. It is!
Where the hell are the Korok leaves?
Oh, I don't know what hit me.
Maybe these things just can't spawn any.
Gotcha! That's what
Yeah.
hit ya!
I can't believe it. It was a green shovel. Wow.
I had to get you comfortable first.
Yeah, alright, well.
And then I actually don't have enough speed here, it looks like, because I keep popping and falling.
Yeah. Gotta be.
There we go.
Gotta get the clock
Here we
down.
go. Much better. I cannot do this.
As expected, I can buy nothing.
I actually can't do the cut now. Forever.
See you never.
I wish I just. Yeah, that is really funny. That is really funny.
I'm 10-0 in this
Wait.
recording.
You just might. I just failed that again. Probably very far behind. This is not a Kaizo track.
It is! You're going up the walls. It's very strange, okay?
I understand what you're saying. I think we should add to CTV instead. Oh, major error. I'm wondering what possible shortcuts. Can I skip some of these checkpoints? Like, I'm trying to figure out what shortcuts I can walk here to make it come back. There's got like a whole lap of stuff.
Yeah.
There. I got hit twice. Can I hit this ramp and then can I just like zip ahead and skip the corner? Does this work? No, that's an invisible wall.
Nah.
Interesting.
In my defense, I thought this was hard. This is easier than I remember. I thought this track was harder. I thought the walls would give me more trouble. I just kind of.
I have some ideas for it. Yeah, I got stuck a few times. I just kept going backwards and I had to do it, but still. That is not a Kaizo track.
No, I'm sorry.
1.476 out of 10.
Yeah, that's a 1.3 out of 10 for sure.
What is this?
This is called
I see
Sewer
U-turn.
Passage. This is cool.
I see another U-turn, and so far this track seems like a normal track. Very cool. Okay, we're in a little bullshit section. Fun.
This is a pretty good track, but it's got some jankiness and weirdness to it.
I would expect nothing less.
Oh, I
That's why
missed
we're
off-road.
here, Mayro.
Sure.
Ah! okay, we're going around. I mean, I can't even imagine what other custom tracks lie in the custom track we get at this point.
Yeah.
The comprehension is we could play this series for 100 years. We could not
Exactly.
all the tracks, all the craziness. So
Wow.
100 more years of Kaizo tracks.
Yeah, get
Wow,
ready.
this is really cool. This is really cool.
This feels like this gives me Crash Team Racing.
Oh, Bashi's skate park. Wait, this didn't work actually. Right to do this.
Oh yeah, you have to go up a lot higher.
Oh. That works. Okay. We're living, and it's a 3-lap track, so I'm a little worried. But I'm looking at it. I'm at the end of the lap here. So we're chilling. Yeah. Weird one. And what are you doing? Whoa! Not cool. Mayro's trying to make sure I can't complete the track in time. Nice try, Mayro. Mayro is messing around here.
I am.
Mayro got a big lead, but then gave it up.
I know. I didn't think it was fair. I didn't think it was fair because I knew where to go. I'll see you with red shells instead.
The great equalizer.
But now we
That
both
was
know
pretty
where
much
to go.
even. Yep. Alright. Oh.
I don't know what's faster though, but I'm going up here. It's satisfying.
Woo!
Water.
I'm done. Hey. Oh, alright. I thought my mic wasn't working.